Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is the 5-month, 4,400 mile review of this 2021 Toyota Tundra, and this is the Platinum. In today's video, I'll kind of do a walk around the outside of the vehicle. We'll talk about what I like, what I love, what I don't like that much. We'll do the same thing on the inside of the vehicle. Hey, I also did a 3-month review, which I really dove in deep and kind of showed some special features and how they work. So at the end of this video, I'll link that one as well if you want to check it out. So let's dive right into this one and I'll let you know what I think. And I'll also talk about, I've made a few little modifications. You can see I blacked out the Platinum Tundra right there, just some little things. And I'll talk about what I'm gonna plan on doing in the future as well. So this truck, first of all, this is the 5.7 liter V8 with the 6-speed transmission. And of course, that's the engine and the transmission setup that Toyota has used for a long time now. So the 2022, we are very likely gonna go away from this 5.7 liter V8. If they happen to keep it, it'll probably be one of those optional things, but I think they're really gonna be pushing for either the hybrid and maybe some of the higher end models like this Platinum, or maybe going to that smaller engine pushed by turbos. So let's talk about why I went with this truck first of all. And maybe I'll even back up another step and talk about why I didn't go with this truck 4 years ago. I've been shopping and shopping for this truck. That 5.5 foot bed, I did not like it. So let me tell you this for some good news. The 5.5 foot bed, now I couldn't care less. In fact, I'm gonna say I like it. And I almost might choose it if they gave more options. I think I'm at the point where I actually choose this one. And here's why. It's a long truck. It's a really long truck, and I'm gonna show you the back of the truck that has some damage to it when my wife took it and backed into a pole. I'll show you that in a moment. It was really my fault, not hers, and we'll talk about that. However, the 5.5 foot bed, we put 8-foot surfboards coming out of it. I put lumber coming out of it. As long as you tie it down, strap it down correctly, it's just not a big deal at all. The 5.5 foot bed is plenty. In fact, here's a picture of us taking home a couch. So again, strap it down correctly. It's just not a big deal at all. So what else do we have? We've taken this, we hit the sand, we hit the mud, we tried out the 4-wheel drive, kind of tried to get into some precarious situations here. I mean, I guess we didn't try that hard. But anyway, the 4-wheel drive worked absolutely beautifully. For my level of 4-wheel drive, taking it out, it's gonna be a perfect vehicle. Does this have the rear lockers and some of these other fancy things? No, it doesn't. So if you're really, really like a 4-wheel drive person, is it the right truck for you? I don't know. I don't know about that. And you can see by the looks here, part of the reason I went with the Platinum is aesthetically, I really don't like the chrome, or at least not a whole lot of it. So with the Platinum edition, it doesn't have a whole lot of chrome. There are some other options that you can get. You can get the limited nightshade, which is pretty much blacked out. I think that's an epic truck. And there's some other different ways you can go on this one. I'm trying to think of the other packages. There's a road package you can also get on the SR5, and you can save some money and kind of get the blacked out edition as well. Now on this one here, I did change the mirrors and I did change the Platinum badging to make it a little bit darker. So that's kind of where we're at here. Talking about that engine a little bit, the 5.7 liter V8 engine. I mean, look guys, it's a fantastic engine. One of my complaints about Toyota is that I feel like in some of the vehicles, they don't put a powerful enough engine in for that vehicle. For example, I've owned several Tacomas. Every single one of them, my complaint was it seemed very sluggish. And you just kind of have to get used to it being a slower truck. Well, with this 5.7 liter V8, that is not the case at all, right? It gets up, it goes, you step on it, and this thing responds. There is no question about that. Now, what's the downside of that? Well, you get about 14 miles to the gallon. So it definitely drinks the gasoline, but you know, you kind of have to decide. So again, I've had this truck about 5 months now, and I've put on 4,400 miles. So I'm probably a little bit under the average person on how much mileage I'm gonna actually put onto this thing. So talking a little bit more about the 4-wheel drive, and I'll kind of maybe dive in here a little bit. You know, what do I think of these tires that came with the truck? They could be more aggressive. There's just no doubt about that. The rims, I don't really care for them all that much. At some point, I'd love to push up the suspension a little bit, maybe put a nice lift on it and get a little bit more aggressive of a tire, put on some Nitto grapplers, or I don't know, the BFG KO2s, something along those lines. All right, are you ready? Are you ready? All right, there it is. Nope, that's not dirt. That's where the wife backed into a pole. So it was like a light pole that had a cement circle around the base of it. You know what I'm talking about? And here's the case. You know, I do have the sensors on this one. This is the Platinum edition. However, she borrowed my truck the day before I went through the car wash. Yes, I know. Right now you're cringing. I take it through the car wash. Sorry, fellas, I got a job, I got 3 kids, we got a dog. I don't have time to do this stuff. So I do go through the car wash with this truck. And when I do, I have to turn off, or I choose to turn off the parking sensors. Otherwise, they go crazy. I'll show you a shot of that right now. So I turn off the parking sensors, pushing this button right down here. And then I forgot to turn those back on. So my wife had all 3 kids in the car. I don't know if she had the dog or not, but anyways, kind of distracting. She was trying to back up into a parking spot. The sun was hitting just right. That made it a little bit fuzzy to see. And sure enough, she didn't hear those beepers that would normally come on, right? If the parking sensors were on, it would go beep, beep, beep. And as you get closer, it beeps faster and beep, 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 right? And you're gonna stop if you hear it, at least. Hopefully your radio's not too loud or whatever else. But if you hear it, you're gonna stop, right? You're gonna know to stop. And so she didn't hear it, kept backing up, and thunk, there you go. So that's a little shiner there. And if you look closely, I don't know, one of the kiddos, I think, bonked it right there a little bit. But look, it's a truck. I'm not gonna baby this thing. Do I want us to respect it as a family and as a person? Yeah, absolutely. You know, $55,000, somewhere in that ballpark for this vehicle. I'd love to see this thing last 20 years and have it look, again, respectable is, I think, the word I would go with. So the bed of the truck, diving a little bit deeper. Hey, I like these clamps. You can see I put one right in the middle right there, and then we can tie our dog there, and she is safely in the back. The dog does go in the truck with us as well, and I'm kind of sighing as I say that because we have a golden retriever, kind of like a lighter golden retriever, and the hairs, my gosh, I feel like the dog's hairs are like Velcro, and they like stick to the interior of the vehicle. So my recommendation is that I need to, myself, get some kind of a system here. I know a lot of people are talking about the, was it the Husky floor mats, and they had pretty nice floor mats that fit pretty well to help out with that. Hopefully you can kind of see down there on the floor. That's where the dog usually goes. And again, this is the interior of the Platinum, so it's a little bit nicer. The head unit, by the way, we have a 2013 Sequoia. This is so much nicer. I don't know the size on this. I want to say it's like 8 or 9 inches across. It's the perfect size that it's big enough that it totally works, and I am not craving for it to be bigger. Now, if it was bigger, would I complain? Nope. Are the newer ones going to have a bigger screen? Yeah, I mean, almost for sure, right? But it's fine, and I think it does a great job. The backing up is fantastic, the camera and sensors on there. I'll kind of show you around a little bit more. And again, if you want to dive deeper into this, check out that 3-month review that I'll put at the end, and I really show you how some of these features work. And you can check out some of this stuff. Hey, the headlights that you can move up and down right here, I really like that a lot. I'm surprised. The light in the bed of the truck, we've used that a few times. I really like that. Of course, one of the huge features of this vehicle is you can push that button right there for the rear view window, and or the rear window, I should say. And that's fantastic. When I drive around, most of the time I drive with that thing down about 3 inches, and then I can put down my driver's window, and it's the perfect amount of air going through the truck, you know, as long as it's not too cold or what have you. But yeah, all that seems to be going great. Some of the other features on the Platinum, you know, you get these fancy mirrors, right? They fold in, they fold out, they've got a turn signal on them, you've got the blind spot monitoring, and they have the dimming on them. When I first bought this vehicle, it's the first time that I've splurged and really gone up, right? So this is the Platinum, roughly $55,000. If you go down to the Limited, you're at like 51,000, maybe 52,000. Of course, it depends on what other extras they put on there. And I might be off by like $1,000 bucks, but it's somewhere in there. Or you can jump down, save like $8,000 and come on down to like the SR5. So I was really interested in getting a more comfortable seat, and this is it. And I'll tell you what, after my 5 months and 4,400 miles, I'm happy to say this seat is super comfortable. The only thing I'm concerned about is maybe the durability of it. You know, it's a little bit softer of a leather, and is that leather going to hold up the test of time? I don't know. I really don't know. So hopefully, I'm trying to take care of it, but at the same time, I'm not going to baby the truck, so we'll just have to see what happens. So in my last video, I explained like a scale of 1 through 10. Here's my rating on these seats. I'd give them an 8 out of 10 as far as how comfortable they are. They're comfortable. They're not amazing. They're not. It's not Lexus. Don't be confused by that. It's not Lexus grade leather, but it's an 8 out of 10. And maybe the Lexus grade leather is like a, let's call that one a 9.5 out of 10. Is that fair enough? So here's the back of the truck, and here's one of the things I don't like about the truck, and here's the solution. There's not a lot of storage in this truck. Underneath this back seat, it does come up, but there's no storage space. If you look though, there's a lot of room at the feet. So we can put a lot of things down here. Sometimes it's a dog, sometimes it's kid toys, stuff like that, that make up for that lack of storage space. So that's really nice to have back there. I'm still contemplating maybe putting a shell on the back of this truck. I don't know, I can't really decide on that one. I wish I had enough room and a nice system in my garage that I could put a shell on it and take it off and sort of have it hanging from the ceiling or something like that. I don't know, maybe I'll have to look into that. So long and short, guys, it's an awesome truck. 4,400 miles, the 4-wheel drive is great. As far as a family of 5 with a dog who likes to get outdoors, put surfboards in the back, going to Costco, picking up couches, doing all that kind of stuff, this is it. It's an absolutely phenomenal truck for that kind of stuff. Again, one of my biggest concerns was that 5.5-foot bed. Absolutely no concerns on that. If you're in the construction world and you're putting a ton of larger things in the back, maybe it's not the right truck for you with that 5.5-foot bed. Maybe the new one's gonna come out with some more options. Hey, Toyota, that would be fantastic. How about a couple choices in here on the size of the beds? Now, of course, you can get a larger bed by taking away some of that cab space, right? So I forget the name of it. This is the crew cab, but if you get the extended cab, I think it's called, it's a smaller back door, and then you can get that larger bed. Now for me, look, the kids are gonna be in here every day, 3 kids and a dog a lot of the times. I'd rather have this setup right here. I think this is definitely the one to get. But again, the 5.5-foot bed, it's not a big deal. So another thing that's nice, you see the little shark fin at the top of this truck, and you'll notice that Toyota got rid of the antenna over here that used to be on this side of the truck. So that's really, really nice. Now, I think they got rid of that in 2019, but maybe you're looking at this and maybe you're looking at a used truck. Here's my opinion. I have a friend who's looking for a truck like this. He's not gonna go for the new. He's looking for something with maybe 30 to 50, maybe 60,000 miles, try to save a few bucks, something like that. Here's what I told him. If you can get a 2019 with like 50,000 miles on it, I would jump on it. And you know, what do you have to do on the price? Well, I mean, there's gonna be a lot of variabilities there and that kind of thing. But if I was gonna go used, I think if you can get it on the 2019, I think that's a great way to go, right? You get the 5.7 liter V8, you get this transmission. As long as you can deal with the gas mileage, that's the only complaint that I have that I think I'm sticking with as a complaint, right? The bed I was complaining about, it's not a complaint anymore. It's just fine. Some of the other things have worked their way out. But the 14 miles to the gallon is true, and it hurts. And I went and got gas the other day, it was over $100. And you know, there's no doubt about it that the gas mileage does hurt. Speaking of gas mileage, you wanna know something interesting about this truck? I don't think there's a gas light on here. So the other day I was driving around and had a little sticky note to remind myself of something that was covering up part of the gas gauge. I know, that's not a good call, right? I totally understand that and don't recommend that. But I was, and I kind of peeled it off going, hey, you know, the wife drove the truck the other day. I know she went pretty far in it. I don't know where the gas is at. Had 11 miles till empty, and there was no bells, no whistles, no lights, no nothing like that. So wow, that was kind of a heads up to me that I need to make sure I am paying attention to that. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, this is my 11th or 12th video on this truck. Subscribe to the channel. You can check out the playlist under Tundra Build, and you can see from day one all the way to today and check out this truck. All right guys, have a great day. We'll see you next time.